Hey everybody, thanks for joining me again here at Danette's Kitchen. Here I am with the new do. Dreadlocks are gone. Wanted to take a few minutes today just to stop and check in with you and see, are you really preparing? Seriously, I know I say it all the time. Prepare, prepare, prepare. And today we're in my dining room. I'm about to start up a new set of seeds so I can start growing some salad greens and things. But are you really preparing? I'm not trying to instill any fear or panic in anyone, but if you've been watching the news, um, in whatever format that you prefer through television or magazines or online, there's been a lot going on. We know about the conflicts and everything going on. I've already shown you pictures and talked about the status of how things are in the grocery stores and even with pet supplies, then are you preparing for yourself? And by preparing, I don't mean going in and being in mass chaos, trying to hoard everything that you possibly can until you have toilet paper all the way up to the ceiling, because you don't want to do things that's going to be harmful to you and or restrictive to you or to others. Um, But what I'm saying is to, you know, consider things and make some choices um, regarding what your needs are. Look in your cupboards. What do you have? Is it organized in a way where you can see how much of the different things that you have? Um, or are you just living on a day by day? It can become really easy and comfortable to go on the day by day, especially for people. Turn my chair when cat toy is rolling. Especially for people that may have received, if you're in America, if you've received any of those extra food benefits that were designated for certain populations of people during the time of the pandemic. So there were a lot of people that did get extra food benefits, and if whether you know it or not, there are many senior citizens in this country in America who are living just by with the government benefits. They may not have had a lot of employment um, during their working years, um, or they may have retired without having any kind of pension or retirement plan in place. And if that's the case, they may be just living with what they are able to get through their county or their state public assistance regarding food and medical, etc. And for the food portion, um, it's about $17 a month. $17 a month is about as much food as, like, for example, if someone were to go to a fast food restaurant, $17 a month um, might be enough to get two people or pay for two meals at that fast food restaurant one time. Not that I'm saying that people need to spend all their time and energy eating fast food, but I'm just saying, pictorially, that's about how far that is going to go, which is why it's good to be able to try to stretch those dollars as much as you can, and find things that are on a discount or whatever. A little while ago, I was watching Homestead Heart's channel. I don't know if you've heard of Homestead Heart. I'll try to mention her name down in the description area here, just as a reminder. Um, and I'd encourage people to go check her channel out. Now, of course, she has a homestead. She's on a farm. For me, homesteading is being here in my unit in this multifamily housing situation. It's a condo, but there are shared walls and ceiling and the floor. It's all shared with someone else. So it's basically like an apartment that you own, kind of. So I don't have vast amounts of land where I can raise chickens or goats or alpacas or whatever. So what I do, I need to do right in here, or I would need to lease a plot about the size of my dining room um, in order to do some urban gardening and farming, which I've done before. But at this point, I now that I've gotten a hang of the hydroponic gardening, I'm very comfortable with that, and I like being able to better control the temperature by having it right indoors here because the temperature outside has been swinging like a pendulum, high, low, hot, cold. One day it's really warm, it's 67 degrees. 2 days later, it's snowing. It's been kind of chaotic outside, and it's harder to start to grow things out there and honestly to believe that something good is going to come of it because of how chaotic the temperature has been. Just like the climate in the stores, where you can go in looking for that bottle of soy sauce or for the bag of cat food or whatever, and sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. So it's helpful when we're more self sufficient. And granted, when I first started this channel years ago, I was just on here cooking and making this and making that and showing the outdoor garden stuff, teaching people about hyssop and that the hyssop plant is it's licorice. it's that's where licorice comes from. That's the product that's used. Some people use it as a hair rinse, people use it in a variety of different ways. I did show a lot more of that outdoor garden stuff, particularly with raised bed gardens. But as I said, with the climate of things, not only civil unrest and um, nations in conflict, raised gas prices to where trucks can't bring things in, et cetera, et cetera. That's why I do a lot of as much gardening as I can hydroponically indoors. That way I have some control over my stuff and my stuff is right here. And then when it grows, I can dehydrate it and then I can pack it up, put it away so it takes up less space and it gives me more of a sense of food security. But I just wanted to talk for a few minutes about some other things that people can do, especially if you're on the lower end as far as finances for getting groceries and whatnot. You know, you can always sign up through your grocery store to receive emails with whatever's on sale, and they can tell you what's on sale, buy one, get one free, or whatever discount. You could go to one of those discount stores and get a membership if you can afford the membership, like Sam's Club, Costco, blah blah blah, one of those places. Walmart tends to have items at a lower price oftentimes. But, sometimes we're just not having the access to transportation to get to those places because the places that usually offer items at a lower price are usually way out. I mean, if you're living in the inner city and those things are way out in the suburbs somewhere, where you'd have to take 2 or 3 buses to get there, that would not be fun. If you'd have to bike all the way down there, maybe you're not a super biker, maybe you don't have money to be taking, cabs, Ubers, Lyfts, and other forms of transportation to get all the way down there and then to carry all that stuff back. So we have to be creative in what we're doing and how we can use resources to our best ability. For example, I've got a few cards here, and I'm going to explain the benefit of these cards. Cards which really didn't cost me much. Well, I did have to pay a little bit for this one. This is for a co-op, grocery and daily, but I've had it for so many years. But I am now considered part owner member for a small fee, but then I can get my produce and my groceries there a little bit cheaper than anyone else walking in off the street. Same thing like Cub Foods, Kmart, CVS, Walgreens, a variety of those places um, have rewards cards. And you can get the card itself for free. Even Holiday Gas Station is connected with this one. And you can use it and you build up loyalty points by shopping there and using the card. And with those points, it can help you to have discounts or have money that you can use to lower your grocery bill. They won't give you the cash, but it can take money off what you were buying groceries for. This one's called the Healthy Savings Card. This one cost me nothing. I got it through work. Um, uh, but there are a variety of medical insurance companies that have been giving this card out um, with people signing up for their medical insurance plans. And the purpose of the Healthy Savings Card is that you can save money on groceries. Again, you'd have to when you get the card. You this one you'd have to register it, and when you register it online, um, they'll start sending you emails um, of what groceries are on sale that week, especially the produce. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at all the junk food and stuff, even though they have some of that too. But they have healthier junk food. But I'm looking at the produce, and they'll and if I click on certain things that I'm really interested in, then week by week they'll say, here are some things in that category, and they're all on sale. This one is may cost you 50 cents. This one may cost you this, cost you that. These savings will be available for the next week or whatever. And then you can go in the store, grab as many of those items as you can within your budget. And when you go to pay, you have that barcode bleeped first. And then after that, you do your payment, whether it's by EBT, cash, credit card, check, whatever you're doing. Saves you money, brings more groceries home in the bag. Because as you know, year after year, it seems like the groceries we've been getting for the amount of money that we're paying has been less and less and less and less. So our bags aren't as full. We're receiving less to bring home. And this is a way to help you get more for the money that you're paying. And this last one is a rewards program. It says, I love my pet. I got this from the Animal Care and Control because I licensed my cat. Um, and it even has a number to call if you have questions about how to use this. It's an actual um, benefit program where you can purchase things for yourself, a few things for yourself, and a lot of the things that are on there of benefit are like for your pet, so that you're not spending as much on the pet food or whatever. Um, but the reality is, people need to kind of have as much put aside as they can right now. If you look around and you see that you're in need of something, when you go to the store, instead of just getting one of those things, try to get a second one just so that you have a little extra put back if you can afford that. Because, like I'm saying, with the EBT and the state and federal benefits, there have been a lot of people that during this time of the health crisis with the pandemic, a lot of people have been receiving an increased amount of the food benefit portion. But they only give you that to that amount of food benefit, they only increase that amount and have that money added onto the person's card for a year. If it's not used within that 12 months, they reserve the right to take that back and to stop giving you that benefit. Which the benefit isn't a permanent thing. So a lot of those people that were getting $17 a month may be getting around $156 now, maybe be getting $200 now if they have a special diet need that their doctor can confirm. I, I know all this because I it's a part of my job to help people um, with making sure that they have those kinds of benefits and things in place for them. And explaining how they can use that and all that jazz. So those are some things that people can have, and if they have it, I mean, sure, you may want to get a pizza, you may want to get steak or fried chicken or whatever. They're not going to pay for anyone to get any booze. They're not going to pay for anyone to get any tobacco products. It's for food. It's for health and nutrition. Your food for your body. Um, Get those things that you're really wanting because it's nice to have a little pleasure food sometime. But also get a few extra canned goods and put them away neatly. Sort and organize your cupboards and put stuff away in a neat fashion so that you'll have more of what you need so that you can make it through in the difficult times. Because if they were to just decide to cut all that off on next month, then the people that did not spend all that money, perceived money, um, may be in a difficult position if they're just living on a day by day and haven't really been prepared. And because things are the way they are, and the president here mentioned on the news that there will be food shortages, that tells me that this is expected across the board, which I've been saying for years. Prepare, prepare. I've been talking about Joseph and his brothers and how Joseph had to interpret the dream and was telling the people that the famine was coming and that people needed to stock up enough stuff so they can make it through 7 years. 7 years of famine, 7 years of plenty. So while they had the plenty, they were able to eat and save at the same time. So the people came from other countries, from other communities, even his own family that tossed him down in that ditch and caused all that chaos in his life. They had to show up to ask for help because they needed food for them and their father. So being prepared is biblical. And my pastor even talked about that this morning. And that was real nice. It was nice and affirming to me that he would actually be talking about something that I've been telling you guys about. Um, but yeah, it's good to be prepared. It's good to have that extra container of clay litter, unless somebody wants to tell me how to work this kitty pooping thing without any clay litter. So I'll be looking forward to hearing more about that from my subscriber. You know who you are because you said you're going to tell me, and I do remember, and it would be nice to not have to chug the heavy clay litter. So it's good to have resources and to be able to share resources and information with each other too. It's good to try to do some little hydroponic gardening if you can. If you're not able to, then hey, you're just not able to. Then you have to work things in the way that they work for you. I know people, I have relatives that I just found out this week. One's got like an orange tree in her living room. She planted them orange seeds and they grew up and getting little oranges on it. My uncle's grown a couple of lemon trees. He's got a house though, and he has them, I believe, outside his front door or whatever. So it's like, then that way he has for himself and he can share with others. It's really, really cool. And I've talked about doing garlic and things like that But don't just grow things just to be growing it. I mean, try to do things that are going to be helpful for you, things that will sustain you and your family. If you eat, rice and or whatever, try to work with those things that you do already eat and enjoy, because you don't want to have 50 pounds of rice when you really don't even like rice, just because you want to have something that you can shovel in your mouth. Um, if you're thinking that economically that's what you can afford, but you don't really know what to do with it, then let's talk. Put a note in the comments section about how you'd like to know some rice recipes or ways that you can use canned meat to create a meal, something more than a tuna salad sandwich. So, those are just some thoughts for now. Um, because there's lots of things that you can do with what you have, but it just takes a mind to be creative and open and willing to try some new things and to try to make sure that you have some things put back so that you have some things that you need, because you don't want to be in a situation where you have 1 week's worth of food and the stores are out of food for a couple of months. Want to balance that out. And if you find that there is nothing available in the stores or other places, then you're going to have to start preparing less so that there's less waste. You don't want you like, for example, an 8-year-old does not need to eat 3 hot dogs and 2 cups of French fries all at one time. That's just too much. Are they eating for one person or are they eating for 3 people? It's a child. So children have children's portions, adults have adult portions, and adults that may need to lose a few pounds or change their eating habits so that they have less sodium content and everything, they have to make some changes in their life too. So those are just some common sense things to try to do and try to remember to help you on your journey of preparedness. Thank you for joining me. I said I was only going to be in here a short time. My oven is done. Um, I will come back on a little later. If you have questions about any of these like savings cards that you can get for free, um, put a note in the comment section and I can help direct you to the different savings cards that you can get, because if it's free to get and it saves you money, it's a win-win for you. And let's make things a win-win. Have a great day, and I will talk to you again soon.